Hello, my name is Brad Kreiner. I'm the Winchester Product Manager for Shotshell and Rimfire. And what we're going to talk about today is our newest waterfowl product on the market called Blindside. Blindside is a completely new product from what you've ever seen before. It's actually a cube-shaped pellet. And it does a lot of things for you. Number one, the pellets actually stack together in the shell, which allows us to get a lot more packing density or more pellets going down range. Secondly, the shape of this pellet makes it much more lethal on birds than standard round steel shot would. So the way it works, if you can look here, I've got this tube is the same size as a 12 gauge shot shell. This is 1.25 ounces of standard round steel, or about 156 pellets, and right beside it is 1.3 ounces of HEX Shot, or about 172 pellets. And you can see it takes up about the same amount of space. So you're getting many more pellets, up to 10% more than round steel, 15% more than fixed shot in the same space. And that does a lot of things for you. First off, it gives us more load fit in the shell. What we've done is we've added a new wad in here. This is called the reversible hinge powder cup. It incorporates our patented dry lock waterproof system, but more importantly, it has a hinge wad system. And that does a couple different things for you. Because we've got extra room in the shell, we can add more powder, and upon ignition, this hinge system actually collapses, cushioning the load and reducing your peak pressure. What that means is you can shove a lot heavier load down range at a higher velocity. So in the past, where a waterfowler has to make a decision, do I want to go buy a heavy magnum load at a reduced velocity, or do I want a higher velocity load and sacrifice on load weight? With Black Cloud, you're getting the best of both worlds. You're getting that heavy 1.3 ounce load at a higher velocity, 1,400 feet per second. So it's a win-win. Secondly, the hinge system is going to reduce the felt recoil. And the best way to explain that is all your trap shooters who are out there shooting thousands of rounds, we've always had the famous AA wad for them. This is based off the same theory. It's the only waterfowl load on the market with the hinge system, and it's going to reduce the felt recoil. And what that means to the hunter, you may not notice it after the first couple, 3, 4, 5 shots, but when you're out there duck hunting and you're going through a whole box of a heavy 3-inch load, you're going to start feeling it. Whether you realize it or not, you're going to flinch. And when you flinch, a bird out there 35, 40 yards, you're going to be off 10 or 12 feet by that flinch. So it really helps improve your aim error. Next thing that goes along in the system, with the HEX Shot, non-round shot does not want to fly straight. That's why most of the shot you've seen all your life is round shot. Flies very true, tight patterns. The secret to the HEX Shot is the Diamond Cut Wad. This is brand new technology developed by Winchester engineers. They've been working on it for the last 3 years, and it's really the secret behind the HEX Shot. What happens is you've got these 3 petals that deploy upon exiting the barrel, very consistent deployment. And instead of preloading that shot like you would normally do with a regular wad and splashing it out there, you're actually metering that shot column out of the wad. So by not disturbing that shot, it stays much tighter, much more uniform patterns. So at the end of the day, what you're ending up with is a heavier shot load, more velocity, less felt recoil, more pellets going down range, more lethal pellets on target because it's 100% loaded, and you're going to get more dead ducks and fewer cripples. Best hunting tip I can give you is pattern your gun. You've done all your homework, you've got to get out there and you've got to figure out where's my gun shooting and what's my patterns look like. Shoot paper at different yardages, match your choke to your gun to the load you're using. There's a big difference between point of impact versus point of aim. And what that means is a lot of folks think when you point at a bird, whether you're leading or not, that shot's going to hit exactly where you're pointing at, and it doesn't. Every gun is different, every choke is different, every load is different. So you've got to match all 3 of those up and understand if I'm aiming at this point, where's the center of my pattern going to be.